Do you see this yellow line right here? This is the first time in Bitcoin's entire history that we've had this yellow line cross above the red. It's monumental. You have to know what this means, and I'm about to tell you right here in today's video. If you're new here, welcome in. My name is Steve. Hit that subscribe button. If you love the charts, you're gonna love it here. Everybody gets into crypto to get rich. Unfortunately, 90% of you will fail. I help you get into the elite club of the 10% of people who succeed. Now, hit that subscribe button. Let's jump into it. If you want more information of the charts and the most important information of the week in crypto, we do a free weekly market report with charts providing a ton of value. Go to cryptocrewuniversity.com. You'll have a pop-up come up, plug in your name, and you're there. Free market report with the most important information of that week, with the most important charts of that week given to you every week, right on schedule. Now, this yellow line is the 21 MA. You can see it right here. The red line is the 200 MA. We're on the weekly chart. The 200 MA, the red line, is the most critical moving average in all of crypto. And the 21 MA is probably a close second. The reason is during bull runs, you can see the 21 MA acting as support. And during the bear market, you could see the 21 MA acting as resistance. Case in point right here, support during this run, resistance during here, support during our most recent run, started to be resistance, major warning sign, double top, falling below, resistance, a breakthrough. Support, huge wick. Take a look at this. This is a Dragonfly Doji. Love to see these. You want to see them at the bottom of downtrends. We had a downtrend falling here. You can see this huge buying pressure, support from this line, and a rally up, and we're still holding some support at that yellow line. But even look at a prior sequence of events. You can see during bull run, you want to see that support. But now what we see is that yellow line crossing above the red for the first time ever. We've never had it in the history of Bitcoin. This is hot off the press. Take a look at what it looks like right now, right? Hot off the press, an official cross. So what does it mean? Well, we've had the first time that price action has ever dipped below this 200 MA. And if you've been looking all over the internet for what this means, let me break it down to you in a simple way. For the history of Bitcoin, we've been holding support at this red line, the 200 MA on the weekly. Now, for every single bear market, we've held our first bottom and our double bottom as support. Next cycle, first bottom, double bottom as support. It's been happening for cycle after cycle. So why did we suddenly go through? Well, for one reason and one reason only. The 5.3 theory. The 5.3 theory takes the entire rally percentage-wise, divides it by 5.3, and that's the next rally of the next market cycle. So essentially, Bitcoin is having substantially less rallies by a factor of 5.3. Every single bull run is weaker by a factor of 5.3, meaning this bull run was weaker by a factor of 5.3. This bull run was weaker by a factor of 5.3 relative to this one. This bull run that we had recently was weaker by a factor of 5.3 relative to the prior one. And the one that we're about to have is going to be even weaker by a factor of 5.3, meaning this rally that we had was not nearly as strong as our normal rallies. So it didn't go as high, but we had a similar crash. So if price is not going as high and we had the same crash down, we naturally fell below this 200 MA, which will happen again in the next bear market. So we cannot be surprised if price falls back below this 200 MA in the next 3-ish years from now, okay? We cannot be surprised. Right now, this red line is at precisely 26.6K. So if you have not as high of a price and you have a similar crash, this is the results. But what does it mean when we have this line come back above? This is where it gets interesting. I want you to look at the trajectory of this yellow line throughout Bitcoin's history. What we notice is that we head up with this yellow line in quite a phenomenal fashion, and then the red line goes down for a while and then goes sideways for a little while and then starts to curve back up. And when it curves back up, it stays up for a couple years, and then it starts to go down for a couple years, and then goes sideways for a period, and then it starts to curve back up. What we're seeing now, we're curving back up. So if you look at those inflection points, when the curvature of this moving average starts to go down, 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 sideways, 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 curve back up. The curve back up is phase one of the bull, which I've been repeating on repeat since January, that we've entered phase one of the bull. By February, it became very apparent. By March, it became undeniable. And here we are today. It's literally undeniable that we're in phase one of the bull. It was arguably crazy when I first said that, but it was based on the facts. Nobody wanted to believe me because everybody on planet Earth who was an expert and a world economist in every country was saying that 2023 was going to be the worst year ever. And then there was this YouTube guy who was disagreeing with all of them, putting tons of facts out there for everybody to see. And here we are today. You can see what happened. The stock market has had the best start of a year in 40 years, and Bitcoin has more than doubled. So men lie, women lie, the charts don't lie. Here we are today. We have the curvature. We're starting to see this curvature. Look at these inflection points. The inflection point here going down, 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 sideways, 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 inflection point. Start moving up. It's phase one of the bull. Same thing, 2015, down, 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 sideways, 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 inflection point. Start moving up. Phase one of the bull. 2018, down, 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 down. We didn't have any sideways action. That's why it was short-lived rally, but we started to move sideways momentarily, started moving up. Phase one of the bull. This was our bottom. This was our double bottom. This was an abnormal reaction. This was an A, B, C correction, which we needed to flush out in the market. This was well needed. And this rally, if you watch our channel, we set it on repeat, this rally back here in 2019. When we were over here, we said that Bitcoin was about to have the largest rally ever. When we got near the top, this is a gravestone doji. By definition, it's found at the tops of rallies. It has a thin little body at the bottom, a long, long wick at the top. These gravestone doji candles represent a trend reversal, and we called it right here on our channel back in 2019. 4 years ago, we sat right here and told you that that rally was over, that a trend reversal was here. And we came back down to where we were back with that double bottom. So we're looking at those inflection points, right? The inflection point is what we're seeing right now. Not only did we just have a cross up, but we were moving down, 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 sideways, 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 starting our inflection point, moving up. So you'll love to see it. And this cross up simply means that we're having more momentum into the market, that we're regaining a critical level that we will play with again at length. We will play with this 200 MA at length in the future. In our next cycle, which will happen in about 3.5, 4 years from now, we'll probably spend a little bit more time below this 200 MA than we did here. It'll be a little bit worse. People will get a little bit more delusional with what's going to happen, but we will be here every step of the way. Now, what this means, you can see this cross here. We want to see this yellow line continue to rise, and we need to continue to hold it as support. Okay, this line will move faster than the red line. It's going to start moving up like in this trajectory, and we need to continue to hold it as support, similarly to our other bull runs, similarly to 2015, continuing to hold this as support. Now, at the end of the video, I want to give a tip that I used in my life to greatly improve it. If you're looking to improve your health, I'm going to give what's worked best for me. It's also helped improve my mental clarity when I'm looking at the charts. It's not an ad or any of that crap. It's actual stuff that helps improve your life starting today. So I'm going to cover that in a moment. This yellow line, we need to continue to hold it as support. Okay, you can see what happens when you're in phase one of the bull and you start to hold it as resistance, which happened here. We had a breakthrough, a breakdown. We found some support here. We rallied back up. Once we found resistance at here, it just pushed our little head down all the way until we made a double bottom. And we had to regain this level and start holding it as support with multiple weekly candles. And then we rallied up right here. And then we crashed back down and we held it multiple weeks as support. And then we rallied back up. We want to see that type of action coming in the coming months as we continue our journey in phase 1 of the bull. Now, first story time. So this is about a year and a half ago. I woke up one morning, I stepped on the scale, and I looked at the number, and I was like, what the hell happened? It was almost like I had woken up from a dream, and I was like, when did the number jump this high? This has never been this high in a whole bunch of years. So for me, I've always been like a skinny kid my whole life, and everyone kept saying, oh, wait until your late 20s. And my late 20s came, I was still a skinny kid. Then they're like, well, wait till your 30s. I woke up in my 30s, I was still a skinny kid. Then, they kept saying that at that day, when I looked at the number, I was like, this is what they're talking about. I needed to make a change. At the time, I was a normal human, consuming probably way too much food, eating 3 meals a day and doing all this stuff. And I happened to listen to an interview from Jack Dorsey, who founded Twitter, he founded Square, and then whatever his new social media app is. He was talking about his lifestyle change, that he does 1 meal a day and he eats only dinner. And I thought, wow, this is interesting. I started diving into this a little bit more, starting to really understand it. And a lot of high-level business people are on this wave. So I said, you know what? I'm going to study this a little bit more, and I'm going to make this change. So for the past year and a half, for breakfast, I have water. I have about 2 liters of water, which for my American folks, it's like 67 ounces of water for breakfast. For lunch, I have fresh juice, freshly squeezed, freshly prepared, not in a bottle or any of that crap. And then for dinner, I eat a meal, and I can eat whatever I want. And I've lost like 30-something pounds. I've kept that weight for the past year. It took about 6 months to lose that 30 pounds. I kept it off for the past year. It's a lifestyle change. It's not a diet. And the biggest question I get asked is like, Steve, do you get hungry? No, I don't. I have tons of water for breakfast. I have tons of juice for lunch. And people will say, oh, how juice is sugar. I don't care. I love sugar. I would bathe in it. I still, at night, will have like Snickers bars, gummy candies, Sour Patch Kids, like dark chocolate. I eat like a fat kid at night, and I'm still... The weight I am now is the weight I was when I was 17. Most people are like, oh, I dream about being the weight when I got married. I don't care what weight I was when I was married. It's pretty cool to be the weight that I was when I was 17. And to feel healthy, to have the mental clarity to attack the charts. And again, a lot of the fogginess is gone. What really stuck with me is humans by nature, we are hunter-gatherers, and we didn't always have food when we were hunter-gatherers, and sometimes we would go days without eating. Humans' bodies are not designed to have 3 meals a day. We're just not. Now we're over-consuming, and I'm from the U.S. where most people over-consume their food, and this has gotten me into a new healthy lifestyle. Again, it's not a diet. This is a wave that I've been on for a while. I wanted to share it with you. In my courses, I talk about mental clarity. I talk about believing in yourself. I talk about affirmations. I talk about these things that nobody will talk about in courses, but my students will preach and preach and preach that that's their favorite sections of the courses. So obviously I give my trading inside my courses. My courses, I started 6 years ago. They changed so many lives, but you can find them at cryptocrewuniversity.com. But the point is, I wanted to share this lifestyle change. I think you guys have a name for it that you put in the comments. Last time I talked about it, there was a whole wave of people that are on this wave that I'm on. So shout out to you guys. Let me know how it's changed your life and how much mental clarity and focus you have added to your life. And then again, I can eat like a fat kid at dinner, and I don't care. My thing wasn't like, oh, let me try to be strict and cut out all the sugar. No, I'm not trying to be on that wave. I'm trying to live my best life the way I want with my rules, and nobody can tell me otherwise. That's kind of my wave. So to each their own. There is no right answer and there's no wrong answer. This is just what's worked for me. I wanted to share it with you. Maybe I inspire you, and we can be on that wave together. So I'll see you right back here in the next video. Peace and love to the fellow underdogs.
I was losing bad.
I was just investing my money and just throwing it into the abyss. And now with Steve's plan, I'm actually up 32,000 right now.
It was so easy to understand. I learned so much.
It really works if you follow the principles.